Well, somebody put me on to John Train's book, I think it was The Money Market, and there was a chapter in there on Warren Buffett, and it just really reached out and grabbed me. It just made a lot of sense, and so I bought 40 shares at $265 a share.
And then from there you bought more.
Yes, and in a month or so I bought 60 shares at $265, and then I bought a couple hundred shares at $335, and it's hard for me to spend more for something than I have paid previously, but every time I got some cash I kept buying it. So.
Well, what was it about Warren Buffett that you read about? What was it about that made you want to buy into his company at the time?
Well, his success in such a common sense approach, and the integrity just really stood out at me. I mean, you could just tell that he was of really high integrity, and history's proven that to be the case.
Well, when you had bought into Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett was not the famous Warren Buffett that we know today.
No, not at all. Actually, the first time I went to the annual meeting in 1980, I think there were 12 of us there, and we were seated on metal folding chairs in the cafeteria at National Indemnity Insurance. And most of the people were from Omaha and were friends of Warren's, and they asked 2 or 3 questions, and the meeting ended. So in the future, I took friends to the meeting, and I planted questions so that we could keep him talking.
So it would last a little bit longer. Now, his annual meetings are 2-day affairs or weekend-long affairs. What do you think of the way the meetings have turned out?
Well, the content, it really hasn't changed. Well, it has a little bit, the way they have the professionals that edit the questions. And the questions were getting non-business related for a while before they went to this new format. This was a big improvement.
Now, did you ever think, Stewart, of selling your shares, or have you sold your shares?
I have sold some shares.
How much?
I sold, well, I think I peaked out at 5,700 shares, so I've sold 1,400 shares. I sold quite a few at the end of last year, thinking that the capital gains tax rate would never be that low again. So,
so you wanted to get out while you could enjoy that rate. Stewart, tell me if you were concerned at all that one day Warren Buffett will not be at the helm of this company. Are you concerned then about your shares, about your investment?
I've never worried about that too much. I mean, people have asked that question at the annual meeting through the years, and Charlie Munger says, well, I think that if we have a guy that was smart enough to build this business, that he's smart enough to choose a successor. And so I've never worried about it too much. I have friends that haven't bought it because they think for sure it will go down upon his death, and they're waiting for that opportunity, but it just keeps going up, so that was ill-advised.
Huh. Do you believe that stock will go down? The stock will go down when he passes away?
I think that for sure there'll be a temporary dip. I think that's for sure, but I don't believe it'll be a permanent dip. The companies are really solid companies, and they're all independently managed and really hands-off managed, and so, you know, as Warren says, they're probably not going to sell fewer boxes of See's candy or fewer Dairy Queens whether he's there or not.